Hey, welcome back to the channel. Red Bearded Wonder here. We're going to take a look at the second live stream. This one is really needing the summary, review, all that good stuff. The audio in this stream was terrible, and I did not find out until late in the stream. So most of the stream you can't hear anything being said unless you've got the volume to max and all that good stuff. So yeah, we'll take a look at everything we did. We built a base, a beginner base. We'll see a little clip of that in my intro highlight reel. We ran into some ants. We made it to the oak tree. We got to meet Burgle, the robot. So there's a lot of good stuff that went on that nobody could hear. So we'll take a look at all that. And again, try not to be too critical. We'll condense the 2 hours down into 20 minutes, 30 minutes, somewhere around there. Hope you enjoy. All right, so let's dig in. We're going to start off by speeding things up here. Because mainly right here, I am trying to figure out how to build a base or get the pieces to build a base. I still haven't figured out I can hold stuff and scan it. So my initial thought is I need to build some more stuff, and if I build more stuff, that'll level me up, give me some unlocks, something like that. That's not the case. That's not what happens, because they've taught me the analyzer tool, but yet I have not thought to hold it. But I knew I had an aphid. I built the campfire, so scanned the aphid, and then, well, let's cook this bad boy. So you know, I have just run back to the analyzer. If I were holding something, I could have saved myself so much time just by holding a plank of grass and walking up to that. But I do eventually figure it out. We'll get to that eventually. But so I throw the aphid on the campfire here. The flame animation on here just reminds me of a match, like on a matchstick or something like that. It's such a minimal fire, and there's no kind of crackling to it or anything. But I speed it up while it cooks and come back and get some nice grill marks on it, even though it's roasting, but that's fine. So I take the aphid, or the aphid roast. You know, realize I still can't build anything. Need some drink, so went back to the juice box so that get some liquids in me. Take a look around, see like a dandelion, and decide to chop it. Since it wasn't grass, it gave me wood, and then I finally get back to the base. I got a little turned around on the way back to the base, but once I finally get back, I don't know what my aha moment was, but I'm holding the wood, go to the analyzer. I analyze some pollen because I picked some up, but the bigger thing is while holding that wood, I see down at the bottom scan that. I keep calling it wood, but it's dandelion stem, but it kind of looks like wood. Weed stem is what they call it. But in the game, it kind of looks like wood. But after doing that, I get stem wall and door frame and all that good stuff. And so I immediately come out here, throw this stuff down. And, well, I say immediately. I have to remember the throw it down button. But I grab a plank of grass, go in here and scan that. And finally get my pieces to build a grass base. I mean, I guess with the other one, I could have made a wood base. But I knew this base wasn't, or I was pretty sure this base wasn't going to be my my forever home. This wasn't going to be my long-term deal. I knew I was going to most likely build something temporary. And so I start cutting down a bunch of grass because I want to get a wall around me. Just feels safer, you know? If you got a wall around you. Also gets you used to, you know, the buttons, the options, all that stuff of what you can do while building. Because one thing I was curious about is if they had some form of like terraforming type deal. A lot of games will let you kind of level out the ground or something, you know, something that just kind of, as you place a piece, the ground levels around it, something like that. I was hoping they had added some type of feature that would help with that. Because I remember, I think I built a base either in a similar place in the early access or somewhere in this beginning area. So I put me a door right in the walkway area of you know, where the ground kind of grooves down. And then start grabbing some walls, and the snap feature is quite good. I've had some games that snap feature is either a hindrance or it just doesn't work at all. And so on this, the snap feature was good. It felt good. But as you'll see, as this wall kind of continues, even just in these initial pieces, one's like up high and one's down low, and they try to even it out a bit by just kind of cutting into the ground, but really that just creates a wall you could jump over. It's not a very protective wall. So I sped things up here because, I mean, it's a very basic base. It's a wall circle, not even circular. It's some abstract circular shape that I made. I put in 3 doors just so I could kind of go out each main direction. But yeah, I put it up quickly, knowing that it was temporary, especially since I couldn't do any kind of terraforming or ground leveling or anything like that. Without those abilities and features, I'm like, yeah, just put something up just to put something up, you know? And just surround this area where I've thrown together, you know, I've got the field station, a bed, a fire, a couple storage spots, you know? Nothing major, just a good place to stop and take a look at things. Or even when I'm passing in between areas, this will probably turn into my kind of in-between place where I do have some storage, I do have some stuff I could pick up, maybe some equipment, weapon broke, whatever it may be. So, like I said, I know it's not going to be my forever home, so I put something together quickly. Something I didn't quite figure out in the building is the arrow pointing direction on the pieces. I'm not sure if that arrow is supposed to be pointing out or pointing in. I think it's out. I've got a mix of it in here. It's kind of all over the place, of some pieces out, in. And I really even couldn't tell the difference on a lot of those. But anyways, I got enough that it makes a wall. It's a wall. I've got 3 doors. I unlocked the the storage for planks and wood stems and all that. So I decided I'd build one of those, throw some planks in there in case I do come back and build onto this some more. I've got some storage with some planks. I mean, I know there's a ton of grass around here, so I've got plenty of building materials, but I do like a little bit of organization in it. But and then, you know, while building this, I just chopped down as much grass as I could that I thought I might need. So I've got a lot of places just kind of grass scattered about. I think on this time to the top of the rock, I take a decent look at the base. I put that in the highlight reel at the beginning, but pick up these planks and just kind of do a 360. So there's one of my doors. Got the wall that goes around, leads to that door, wall continues, and then there's the door at the field station entrance. So kind of covers what it is. It's not much. Like I said, it's kind of a circle shape around that field station. I included the rock so I could have that to stand on, because something I noticed I didn't unlock was foundations. So those I believe by the end of this I find how to do foundations. But you know, the base I did in this one, again, I said it was temporary. It is temporary, and I knew it going into it that it was not my long-term base, so I wasn't really trying to do anything. Now here is the I'm trying to do the peak view and analyze bugs through the peak view. It took me forever to figure that out, because it goes back to what is in the first episode of reading. But after figuring that out, I decided to head over to the oak tree where that oak lab is. And as I approach the tree, I start getting really cautious, because spiders in this game, especially early game, I recall them just being able to kick your butt. And so I believe I spot a spider up here. I'll see some grass moving. Yeah, there it is. And I'm cautious. I do investigate a little bit. And so you can zoom in here a bit and you'll see them crawling around a little. If you haven't seen the spiders in this game, they are pretty creepy. I'm keeping my distance. And then there's an ant up here that scares the living crap out of me. I just saw that spider coming up over this hill, and then Mr. Ant says hi. Oh man, he almost got stabbed in the face. I was not expecting him. So again, still very cautious, nervous. I stay up high. I feel like they can't come up here. I could be wrong about that. But I accidentally fall off. I have a minor panic about falling off, but quickly get back up on the log. And now I'm getting close to the lab door entrance. But, and you know, as I've said, I've played the early access. I'm aware of a spider somewhere in this area too. I just don't know exactly where. And so I'm being very cautious, and then boom, another ant scares the crap out of me. He almost got stabbed in the face. I didn't stab him, but he came close. So work my way into the lab. You know, I sped up just to walk down the main tunnel. Once you get in here, you see some raw science. Raw science. And you know, there's not a lot here. There is an analyzer. And then I speed up a bit and I take a look at this whiteboard. I find the whiteboards pretty interesting. They're a mix of nonsense and some, I guess, mainly nonsense. But I see this camera system and realize the pond. Okay, I remember the pond being that's kind of where my early access ended, was the pond. But the haze, I don't know what that is. I've never heard of the haze. Black anthill. So I'm realizing these are most likely additional labs. And then the hedge, that's a lab I have been to in the early access, so I was quite certain I was looking at other labs at that point. So now up until this point, story-wise, has just been those little folders, maybe a tape or two, and then I come across Burgle, and picking him up off the ground looks like I just tickled him on the side, and that made him stand up. I don't know. Not the best animation for getting the robot onto his feet, but I speed this up because, like I said, up to this point, a couple folders, maybe an audio tape, and the beginning cutscene where they say children are missing. There's been no story points up to that, you know, or up to this. But the story here that they're unfolding is 15 minutes of this robot talking your ear off. If you watch the live stream of this and speed it up like I have here, my eyes are just darting all over the place because I'm trying to read all this information that robot is trying to unload on me. They should piecemeal that out a little better. I know it's early access is over and this is the game that is going to be, but there's a little criticism there. But anyways, he has me go scan my hand. That unlocks the ASL. And what that is like a little shop to buy upgrades, like foundation, smithing, all that type of stuff. And then there's also quests in there. I haven't quite figured out how those work, but I explore the rest of the base, pick up some raw science, some tapes, all that good stuff. Check out another whiteboard. This one has the Burgle burger recipe. It's for Burgle's eyes only. It's got the little S that everyone made in middle school when you learned how to make that thing. I feel like everyone had a phase of that. There was another whiteboard in there. I didn't really check that one out. It wasn't anything great. But there was a window that had been kind of blasted open in the lab, and it leads out to here. I'm normally pretty cautious, but I was very much, get out there, see what happens at this point, because I know I'm coming to the end of my stream, so I want to try to discover some stuff quickly. I know the lab was something, but so yeah, check out the water. I don't really know where I am. Now that I look back at it and think about it, I remember this from the other game. Of course, as every gamer will do, something dangerous, try to touch it and see if it hurts you. That red stuff didn't, so but yeah, I know going that way will get me back up top. I could see that from up top, so I tried to just go back up, but it forced my hand to go actually explore down here and get in some battles, so wasn't necessarily a bad thing. Now these are soldier ants, and these bad boys just come at you. The other ants walk up, check you out. The worker ants, these fellers just they come at you. So I had to give them some stabby stabs and take those guys out. Pick up the crafting recipe there, and speed it up to my next fight that was in the opening highlight reel, getting me another stabby stab moment with another soldier ant. But yeah, I still don't know where I am. I know I came out of the lab through a glass window and dropped down. That's about all. I don't know where this is taking me and where I'm going to end up. But I come across some worker ants. I see one is holding something, so I get the bright idea, well, what if I stab him and take it from him? I stab them, they come at me, stab them a few more times, they run away before I could kill them. I don't know what he dropped. I'm guessing it's that pebble, but it didn't look very hard, you know. So he dropped something. I don't know if it was worth the effort of all the stabbings. But then I see this guy and I'm like, oh no, he's still after me. No, that's a different one. Looking back at this, I think these guys were actually sleeping, and I'm running around just stabbing them. Now I keep thinking, if you see the health bars at the top when they run away, it stays up there. So every time I walk up to one of these sleeping ones, I think he's one stab away from being dead. And so I end up fighting like all of them. Kind of my Monty Python into the castle moment, running around just stabbing everybody. But I see some light come on out, and then I realize where I am, which is the anthill that I came up on when I was heading to the lab. So yeah, that anthill basically leads to the lab as well. I don't know if I could have taken that way to the lab, but the way I took worked. It was fine. So, but yeah, I get back to the base, do another, walk around on the base, and kind of wrap things up, put some stuff away in storage, all that good stuff. And yeah, that's about it for that stream. I really enjoyed that one. I wish the audio was better, but I had a good time with the game. I think at this point of this recording, I'm about to do my 5th stream, so this was number 2. So I've made it a little farther. I've gone into the hedges. So check that one out. That was a lot of fun. I died a bunch, and I wasn't able to complete the hedges. A little spoiler alert. I probably said that after I spoiled it, but yeah, check that one out. And let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, ask me any questions you have about the game. So far, I'm enjoying it. Come back and check out some of my live streams, or as I put up some more videos. Thank you for watching.